taxpayers, you're back with MrTaxes.ca with special guests and our special co-host. Make sure and tune in weekly Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Central. Remember to subscribe and remember to smash, bash, and kick it in the you-know-what with that like button if you want more videos like this. Hello, Tax Club Nation. There, Sean's waving. Rafal's fired up in Alberta. I don't know how you can be fired up at 40 below, but Rafal has
only 3 degrees, Robert. It's only 3 degrees. I'm really excited.
And that's in your house beside the furnace. Good heavens. So here we are, guys. It's our second webinar of the year for 2022, the DOLLARTAXCLUB.ca webinar, where we're the side hustle for your side hustle. You know, the affiliate marketing community, that's who we're targeting with these webinars. We bring on guests. So today we have Sean Malone from Flowchat and Rafal, who's an avid supporter and user with Flowchat. I know you work with them in some capacity, so we'll get to more of that in a bit. But you guys know the formalities. The agenda every week is pretty much the same. We bring on special guests like Sean and Rafal, and forget to mention our co-host Jesse. Yeah, posthumously waving there in the side. So, you know, what are you going to learn? Then we have an intro page for Rafal and Sean with some bio info, and then you guys will be able to get into the software and just tell the listeners what it's all about. And we always have a little tax tip, something we believe is relevant to the time. You know, we update them every week and they go out on social media, but the tax laws always change. So first and foremost, we're a tax company, but we've adopted the affiliate marketing model for our business. And if you don't know what that is, you got to tune in every week. So we got a little tax joke and some motivational stuff that we bring on. But learning what you're going to learn, that's for Rafal and Sean today. So they're going to be talking about Flowchat software and how to build your list, you know, how to build a massive list and do that pretty much overnight with ease and simplicity. But you're going to learn all this stuff, but the only way to make it work is to execute it. So you have to put what you are hearing today. And again, we have somebody working in the background. Alicia's working in the back. So if you have questions, make sure and get them out, and Alicia will make sure that we, get notified of them, and we'll be able to answer all those questions at the end. So upcoming dates, we have our webinar set for 9 a.m. every Wednesday Pacific time here going out through 2022, and you can check that on the website, check it on Facebook, etc. Little tax joke to kick things off. So looking forward to buying kitchen appliances with our IRS refund. And this year, maybe just a toaster. I use that joke sometimes, and Paige is the one that comes up with it. Paige and Alicia find these all over the internet, but it's not a joke. In Canada, the CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, similar to the IRS in the US, Sean, they get bonuses for collecting tax dollars. So whether you owe or not, you can have your return assessed if they believe something is fraudulent or erroneous, and they get bonuses. So they get toasters, microwaves, big screen TVs, trips. You might see a few of them down there in Mexico, Jess. You seen anybody walking around down there with an IRS or CRA lanyard around their neck?
Yeah, they usually wear a bright red trucker's hat, and it says IRS or CRA right across it. Usually they're carrying a TV with them, 70-inch.
70-incher. Wow. So a little bit about our company, and then Jess will tell you about what he's doing on the marketing side, and then we'll get into the software, the pièce de la résistance today. So why some of the listeners might be tuned in is specifically for Flowchat. But our trademark is backdated to 1984. So Mr. Taxes came alive in high school. My mother and grandparents were doing taxes. My grandparents in their retirement. My mother to help supplement the income. So I didn't really learn it in high school. I was able to prepare taxes, but didn't get into the trade until about 15 years later after a serious injury. I went into the trades and had a serious injury in 96. So I've been doing it full time since then. All the other accolades, you guys have heard them week after week. If you want to learn more, go to our webpage. And Jesse, we'll turn it over to Jesse before we get on to the special guest today.
Awesome. Thanks. I've been in the industry since 2016, online, offline entrepreneur. Consider myself a branding expert. I've reached #1 in sales for multiple different companies that I've ever promoted. Started in the affiliate marketing space. Now I am leading the charge in the coaching and consulting industry, just helping people really ignite their passions and turn those passions into profits. I love what I do, and that's about it. If you want to check it out, go check out nextlevelcommunity.com, nxtlvlcommunity.com. Check it out, see what you think.
Rafal, I'll turn it over to you. Just give us background. Who is Rafal Widejko? Sorry, Rafal Z Widejko. Or is that Z? The Z95
It's Zed,
scenario.
my friend. It's Zed. Rafal
Zed.
Widejko. Yeah, no, thanks for having me out here. You know what? I've been like a regular person that everyone else that usually go to school. You know, your parents tell you go to school, go to get a good corporate career. That's what I am doing. I ended up working for a big corporate company for about 18 years, and I realized that I had my time missing, and I came across this thing called online marketing, affiliate marketing. I got into it, and I started learning new skills, and ended up actually leaving my corporate job within the first year and a half of doing it. I've been full-time now 4 years, and now I specialize more in social media automation, systemization, and affiliate marketing. This is where we're here right now, and I love helping people see what's actually possible, because when I was working in corporate, I thought that was the only way. I thought, yeah, I'm going to be there for the rest of my life. I actually worked for a company, the little company called Costco Wholesale. Some of you guys might know it. And yeah, and you know what? And one thing that actually helped me was just partnering up with some of the people and learning from people that actually had the results that we're looking for. And I actually was able to now mentor, you know, so many people to have the ability to leave their corporate work. And that's why I'm here. Mr. Taxes, I know you for, you know, a while. And if anyone was actually looking for taxes, this is the guy that I sent to, especially in Canada. So
Yeah, only made in Canada.
Made in Canada, yeah.
So Rafal, just to support what you're saying, a lot of people get into network marketing, affiliate marketing, online, social media, etc. You know, our book that's coming out in the spring here is a tax saving Bible, the top 10 tax saving strategies that every Canadian needs to know. Number one is actually self-employment in Canada, and most accountants will attest to it unless they're working in a different niche. You know, some accountants focus on doctors, dentists, some focus on the trades. We focus on the affiliate and network marketing community, and that is the number one tax saving strategy, because you have control over what you're spending and also what you're making. You know, you have control over your hours, etc.
Well, let me add something to this, Robert, really quickly, because when I was in corporate, you know, I was paying bills and all that stuff all the time, just going through this entire process. And I thought there's no way to write things off. I didn't realize there's write-offs. And until I actually started, you know, working on a side hustle.
I know, didn't we write your kids off last year?
You know what? You do some amazing things. So that's why it's good to have an expert. So
awesome. Sean, hey, glad to have you on, man. I heard a lot about you and your partner talking about, you know, I watched a few of the previews on YouTube about Flowchat, you know, just got a little taste of it. But yeah, give us a background. Who's Sean Malone, and maybe a little bit about your partner as well.
Yeah, so I'm a sales guy, right? I came out of college and I asked my dad one question. I had one question on my mind. I was like, how do I make a boatload of money? That's all I wanted to do, right? And I come out of college, and the next thing you know, my dad says, you got 3 choices. I was like, what are these choices? He's like, well, are you a CEO? And I didn't even know what that meant. Like, I didn't even know what those letters meant. And he's like, I was like, no, that's not me. He's like, are you an entertainer? And I was like, well, I couldn't dance or sing or nothing. So he's like, that's not you. And he's like, you better learn sales. And so I was like, okay, great. I'm going to go make a lot of money in sales. And so I went, and I sucked. I was the worst sales guy of all time. Here's what I mean. I made 2,400 cold calls. I opened a book, called the people, and I booked 0 appointments. 0, done, nothing, right? And I was about to throw the white towel in and to be like, I'm done. This is horrible. And my dad said, don't quit. Go to the library and read a book. So I went to the library and I picked up a Tom Hopkins Mastering the Art of Selling Stuff book. And I was like, oh my God, there's a formula behind sales. And I had no idea. And I was always pretty good in school and stuff. And so I was like, well, maybe I can apply this to what I'm doing. And so I went back on Monday. I opened the book and I was going through and I went to make some cold calls and I tried some of the techniques. They didn't work. They failed. But the cool thing was I booked an appointment. And at that point, I realized I became convicted that communication is my vocation. And I dedicated the remainder of my life, and I still am down this path, to become a master of communication through the vehicle of sales, high ticket sales, and the lost art of prospecting. And so over the course of my journey, I put systems in place. The first one was a prospecting system. This was way before the internet. And I was able to I started booking a lot of appointments. And then I realized, like, oh man, I have to know how to sell stuff. And so then I dissected like 40 different selling systems that were out there. And I pulled all the beautiful pieces of what I thought was going to be valuable. And I created something with my team called the Ascension selling method. And I took that into that world, and I took a company from $3 million to $37 million in 8 months. And I was like, oh man, it worked. I made some coins, and I turned around and I bought my own electronics manufacturing company in Las Vegas. So I moved out to Vegas early 2000s. That's where I live now. And I took the same systems and I put them into that business, and I grew it from 250,000 a year in revenue to 8 million. And at that stage, my business partner kind of sold it out from underneath me, hurt really bad, lost a lot of money. But that drove me into, man, I want to move into the online space where I don't have to worry about all this stuff. I hate employees and all this other thing. And so that was right around 2016, just like Jesse. We ended up moving into the same company together, just parallel. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know marketing. I don't know branding like Jesse does, but I know sales. I'm really good at that. And so I thought, well, man, if Jesse and the team and all the systems they've got like can work to bring me eyeballs, I can use my selling stuff to crush. And what happened is we ended up building a massive army in the network marketing model with Enagic, if you know the company. And we hit some of the top records and broke some of the sales records there. And then we had this huge audience and they came back to us and they're like, Sean, your software sucks. And I was like, well, it's not our software. And they said, we don't care. We want you to build one. And so we ended up going down the path of building our own software. That was what we built. That award over there was for. It's called Digital Genius Lab. And we launched it. We did $1 million in the first 10 months. And on the back end, we're selling Enagic products. We did over $12 million in the first year. And that kind of propelled us into this place where like, we have a software company. We're these little micro influencers now. And Sean's working 20 some hours a day and burning out to the point where I was driving down the highway to go to a mastermind and I saw a tree and I thought to myself, holy shit, I'm done with this. What if I just drove off the road and hit the tree? And at that point in my life, I stopped the car. I was crying. I was with my wife and she goes, man, we need to make a change. And so we went to our coach, who's Russell Brunson. And I love the guy, know his family dearly. I've been in his inner circle for the past 5 years. And he said, look, man, you need to sell that software company. And so we ended up, I said, I don't know how to do that, but we ended up selling the software company, luckily. And then we said, Russell, what should we do? And he said, what are you good at? And we said, sales. And he said, guess what? All these entrepreneurs online that run online affiliate marketing network, they're not the best at sales. You should help them. And so then we're like, oh, we can do that. And so then we interviewed like 40 or 50 of these entrepreneurs. And they said to us, Sean, I don't want to sell. I want a team. Okay, great. Here's how to hire, onboard, and train a sales team. We started a high ticket agency doing that for entrepreneurs. And we put these dynamic, amazing sales teams into these businesses, but it wasn't hitting revenue goals. And that sucked. So the entrepreneurs would come back to us and they'd be like, Sean, I love the sales team, but now I can't sleep at night because I don't know how to fill their calendars up each and every day. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I have a system that we used all this time ago. Let's put it in your business. And we did it over and over for dozens of our high ticket clients. And we saw revenue growth and spikes that I've never seen before. And it was focused on technology that was pre-internet. It was about outreach. It was about real sales, the stuff that nobody even teaches really anymore. And so we're like, whoa, like this is really powerful. And we realized at that moment, because we were taking companies like a gym coaching business, do 30 grand a month up to 90 grand a month. We took like a video marketing company from 40 grand a month to 140. Now she's doing $250,000 months. We took a bigger organization in the real estate space, teaching video marketing in real estate from $600,000 a month. In 4 months later, they were doing $800,000 a month, a gain of lots of dollars. Now they just are doing like $2 million a month, like huge growth. And so we're like, that is the secret. When we realized that little system was a secret, and we're like, we need to get this out to more people because we were doing one-to-one done-for-you services. So we're like, how do we do a mastermind? We hired a mastermind coach and we learned how to do that. And then we started bringing dozens of businesses through this very high ticket $25,000 mastermind in which we would just teach that little prospecting system. And then we realized, oh my gosh, this is archaic because we're doing it off a piece of paper in a spreadsheet. We need a software. And so that was the birth of Flowchat. And Flowchat takes technology that has been proven before the internet, and it focuses on a method of outreach that is superior to pretty much anything. Pound for pound, it kicks its butt, right? And I'm talking about like people have probably tried paid ads. People have probably tried summits. People have probably tried like challenges and some of these other things. Pound for pound, the direct outreach method works the best. And that was what Flowchat became. And it was all based around a statistic. And the statistic was 83%. I'm not sure if you know this, Robert, but like 83% of small and middle-sized businesses use Messenger in some capacity to close deals. And I was like, okay, well, if that's the stat, which of these softwares actually deals with direct messaging? Couldn't find one. We went to all the big ones, couldn't find one. Then we're like, okay, let's look at the extensions. And so all of a sudden we looked and bought 17 different extensions on the software, clicked all the buttons, and here's what we found. They were all built by marketers, not by salespeople. And what I mean by that is the marketer says, hey, let's start a conversation. And next thing you know, you have 10,000 conversations and no way to manage them. And so when we designed Flowchat, we said, look, we're going to build that focused piece that takes, once we have the people, we're going to step them through a sequence until a closed deal occurs. That's the foundational core of what Flowchat does. It manages people, the right people, all the way through a process until a closed deal occurs. And that could be like getting eyes to a website. That could be like getting eyes to a webinar. It could be like getting, growing a YouTube channel or building a
landing
podcast.
page, marketing funnel. Hey, I know the terminology. So similar scenario in the accounting field. There's probably 30 plus bookkeeping software companies out there. There's only 2 that are really accounting firms that understand software. The rest are just software companies trying to emulate accounting firms. So I know exactly what you're saying with the marketing software, because we're getting in tune with a lot of these sales gurus. There's the Grant Cardones,
Sure.
Anthony Robbins, those guys,
Sure.
Chris Voss,
Mm-hmm.
Never Split the Difference, a lot of different techniques out there, but I understand exactly what you're saying about the software. So you've narrowed it down now. So who's going to give us a presentation on Flowchat? Are you able to share the screen there?
Yeah,
Rafal?
I'm going to walk you through the software. So the software, before I do that, it does 3 things, right? So the 3 things that it does is, number 1, we can instantly go out to almost any social media channel that's out there, and we can collect the right targeted people in an instant. I'm talking about like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 of the right targets immediately and move them into the tool. So number 1, we collect the right people. Number 2, we set up what we call a predefined messaging sequence that we're going to deploy to those people to get them to take desired result. And then step 3 is we just send messages. So it's a technology that everybody already knows how to do. If you have a cell phone and you've been sending chats before in a message, you already know how to use the software tool. It's very, very simple. So let me go ahead and screen share. If I could, I just click this button here. I would assume share my screen. And can you see the...
Just don't blow it up. Yeah, we got it loud and clear.
Sweet.
Maybe
So
some people could put some notes in the chat area if they're able to see it, etc. So yeah, if somebody could just get something into the chat area.
Yep.
I can see it loud and clear, but I'm sure if somebody doesn't, they'll let us know. My phone will probably ring.
Hey friends, Sean here. In this video, I'm going to walk through Flowchat and everything that's very valuable and important for you. If you've ever seen a software product, you've probably seen a million dashboards. This is no different. When you first get your new Flowchat membership and account, this is going to be the dashboard. When you log in, this is what you're going to see. On the right-hand side here, just understand you have 24-hour support with our customer success team, and you're going to have a dedicated agent. So if you ever feel overwhelmed or you get stuck somewhere in the software, this is a great lifeline for you to dive in and get some help. And of course, everybody wants to know what all the buttons do. So right underneath here, you see this product guide. Product guide is very short and simple, 1 to 5 minute long videos that you can watch, and it will show you how to click and where to click all the buttons and how everything works. Moving along, you'll see this green box here. It says click here to watch the 10-minute fast start. This is the only software, as I click there, it's the only software that I'm aware of that you can actually watch a 10-minute video and have the software up and running and working for you to get results. So you can start here, follow along, click along, and you're going to win at a high level. Moving back here into the software tool, here is our leads updated. So look at this, 561 new opportunities are here to look at this business. We use Flowchat to sell Flowchat, right? Which is amazing. And so that was today. Yesterday was 445. There's 253. There's 179. Here's 686. Here's 657. So you can see just in the last like 7 days, there's thousands of new opportunities looking at our project. And so I'm going to ask you the question, like, how many leads are you collecting each and every week from the methods of outreach and marketing that you're doing? And if it's not significant enough to grow your business, this might become a very good tool. Again, we want to make this thing simple, so we designed it to be run by a virtual assistant. So here you can see a task board. If you have a virtual assistant, very simply, you can use this feature to leave them a task where they would log in, see it, and do it. Very, very, very easy, right? And as we move along, the first thing that's probably one of the most important is this import feature here. So I'm going to click here. I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see a little bit more about it here. So I'm going to talk about Facebook here just for a minute. but you can see that we have all the other socials on the tool. So first and foremost, messages. Let's say you've already been using Facebook to start opportunity conversations with new prospects and you wanted to manage it more effectively. Well, we can just click this button and we can collect all the messaging conversations that you've ever had, move them into the software tool here, and continue the flow. Now, what does Flowchat do? There's 3 things, as I mentioned. Number 1, we can collect thousands of highly targeted people in an instant. This is how you do it. You import them in. 2, we set up a predefined messaging sequence that we want to send to them. And then 3, we just send messages. So first and foremost, where do we find the people? If you have messages, this is place number 1. Let's say you're making posts and doing marketing content on social. Well, anybody goes to any post and they hit that thumb or they hit the smiley face or the heart, they're engaging with your post. Well, this is a way to turn your likes into leads, right? So you could go to any post on there, whether it's a paid ad or whether it's just a post that you've made or even a post someone else has made, click on the engagement, the people who have liked that thing, and we can collect all those people and move them here into this tool where we can have a one-to-one conversation with each and every one of them to get the desired result. Friends list. Let's say your friends list on Facebook is a good target. We can collect all your friends or anybody else's friends and move them into this tool here and have a conversation. How about this one? Facebook groups. I know you're probably a member of a lot of different groups. Well, imagine going into a targeted group of possibly your right prospects, and we can click a button and we can collect all the members from the group and move them into the tool so we can have a conversation about that, right? That's amazing. This is a breakthrough technology. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, there's other tools and stuff out there that will do something similar, but not quite like Flowchat does it. And then lastly, comments here. So say you make a really engaging post, it goes viral and you get thousands of comments or 5 comments or 10 comments or however many you get. Well, this tool allows you to go to that post, click on this comments button, and we can collect all the members who've engaged with that post, whether it's your post or somebody else's, and we'll collect those members, move them into the tool, and have a conversation with them. So it works on Facebook, works the same way on LinkedIn. Any messages you've ever had on LinkedIn, we can move those into the tool and manage them systematically in like a very, very organized fashion. Any likes on any post in LinkedIn, same thing. Any connections you've ever made or any connections anyone else has ever made, we can actually collect those people and move them here into the tool. Any LinkedIn group, same thing. We can collect all those group members. Any comments that have ever been made on any posts in a LinkedIn post, right? So people that are engaging with comments, you can collect the people who have commented and move them into the tool. And then the search tool, right? You can go and search for a job title. And then all the people that are CEOs, you can collect them all, move them into the tool, and start having a conversation with very targeted people, and you're going to win every time. Instagram, a little bit of a game changer here. Again, any messages you've ever started on Instagram, we can move those right into the tool. Any likes on any Instagram post. We know if we look at these posts in our field, like in our field of business that we do, say for example, it's real estate or network marketing or something, there's going to be influencers who are making posts. What if you could go to their post, click on the likes, collect all those people who liked that post, move them into the tool, have a conversation, right? And this one's a total game changer. Let's say, for example, you can click your followers list or anyone else's. Say there's some big guru in the real estate space who has millions of followers. You can go to their Instagram page, click on their followers list, and collect all those people. Now we're having very targeted conversations. Same thing on Twitter. We just brought Telegram in and also Discord. You can see Telegram is coming soon. So we're going to continue to add lots and lots of different new social channels, including things like TikTok and Pinterest and some of the other ones that have messaging. And now you're probably thinking, well, Sean, I know where to get the people now, but what do I do with them, right? So once we've imported them in, we move them into what we call a pipeline. This is the place where we deploy messages from. So I'm going to show you this one pipeline here. This particular pipeline, when we first started using this tool, we started with no list, no ad budget, no anything, and we were actually able to create $100,000 in revenue in our first 6 weeks from zero. And then we hired 2 virtual assistants to run the same pipeline, and we were able to create over $500,000 in revenue in the following 5 months. It works for us. It's worked for hundreds of different businesses in a lot of different industries. Here's how it works. Each one of these columns has a specific message attached to it. Okay, and the objective here is to drag the cards through each one of these stages, just like Trello or Asana or any of these cards that you can actually click and drag through. So here's how it works. We've imported them in, say, from a followers list on Instagram. And next we want to go through and find some people that are fit. So Tony Rowland, as an example, I'll click on his Facebook icon. When I do that, it goes right to his profile. And I can very quickly see, hey, is this guy a good fit for us or is he not? I know he's probably not a good fit for our business just based on looking at his profile. In fact, we have a 4-point criteria that we make every profile go through. If they don't match, we don't add them. So in this case, he's not a fit. So what am I going to do? I'm actually going to click his name here. I'm just going to go to status and he's not qualified. So I click not qualified and I hit save. Boom, he's out of the pipeline. So let's go to another name at random. We will choose Tozen. Let's see if Tozen's a good fit. So I click here on Tozen's name and I come in here. He's the founder at a media company. I know this is a good fit for us. So what are we going to do? Add friend. Very, very simple. Click that button, move back, and now Tozen is just going to be dragged over here into my friends section here. So you can see very quickly and shortly, I've sent the friend request over to Tozen. Now you can see that there's one for Chris, there's one for Sean, there's one for Bruno. Well, we use this pipeline with 3 personal profiles and we have multiple VAs running it. So we separate them by color. So if I click on this color, I can actually highlight any color I want. In my case, my color is green. You can see green cards here. So we have one virtual assistant dedicated to running green cards. We also have some reporting that will allow you to separate by colors so you can manage VAs all the way through the process. You can use colors for a lot of different things. We just use it by VA. So the next move is here. I want to invite Tozen to join my group. Now this pipeline, what does it do? Well, it does direct outreach. I invite people into our Facebook group. We invite people onto our calendar. And then we actually do a demo of the software tool, right? Now you don't have to have a Facebook group in order for this tool to work. In fact, probably not even necessary. We just like this flow, it works for us. So you can build a pipeline to do just about anything that you want. So I want to invite Tozen into my group. So what do? I click the message icon button. When that happens, I go right into Tozen's messenger inbox. So here I am in his messenger inbox. I don't have to scroll around and I don't have to search or anything. And all I have to do is right click and paste. And you can see my very first message inviting someone to join my group. Bam, there, I've sent the message. And so now I go back and all I do is I drag this one across right over to invite to group and I drop it there. Right, so now he's moved along. And then I would go to the next one, right? So I'd qualify, I'd drag him over here after I send a friend request, and I'd send my next message. So I click on the messenger button, and it goes right into his messenger inbox here. And then all I have to do is right click and hit, paste. And it says Tawny with his first name, and are you up for joining a group? Bam, sent that one. And I go back, again, code color this to green, and then I would just drag this over, invite to group. So now what do we do when we get them into the invite to group? Well, we want to move along, right? So the first move is we have a follow-up 48 hours after we invite them to the group to make sure they respond. So Tozen, here we go. So I'm going to click on Tozen's message here, make sure, let's see if he's responded or he hasn't. In this case, I don't think he's responded yet, so great. So 2 days later, I would just click here and I'd hit paste, and it'd be like, hey, just bumping this up to the top of your messenger feed, right? And I'd hit send. But since I just sent that, I'm not going to send this one. Right? And then if I wanted to send my group link to him, all I would do is right click. All the templates would then appear and I would just choose the one to join my group, which is this one. So I right click, I just click one time and that is copied to my clipboard and it takes me right into the messenger inbox. And then I can right click and I can hit paste and it says, hey, sure, here's the link to join our community, and I would hit send. And that's it, right? And the objective here again is to drag these cards from left to right all the way across. And so you can see all these touch points, right? Experts say 83% of your deals are closed after 13 touch points. Let me say that again. 83% of deals are closed after the 13th touch point. That's a stat. That's a statistically fact. So if you don't have a 13-point touch system in your flow, you need to get one. As you can see here, we hand these off to a sales team eventually after we've built rapport, and then they would buy something, right? Very, very simple to do, and it works very, very, very well. So that's how the pipeline version works. It works very similarly on LinkedIn. Here's an example of a LinkedIn flow. So I just showed you one on Facebook. Let's look at one here on LinkedIn. Now again, very similar concept. All you have to do is click the old, let's just randomly take Cynthia. So I click here, Cynthia's speaker bubble. You can see now I'm in LinkedIn. I'm not in Facebook. I can see the message. Here we go. Bam, paste. And I can say, you there? Because she hasn't responded. I'd hit send. And now I just go back and I take her card and I drag and drop. Boom, just like that. Now I do the next one. Click in here. Same concept, right? So I say, hey, have you heard about this? Boom, paste. Hey, you there? Question mark. Boom, send, go back. And you can see how quickly this starts to work. And again, you drag them on and on and on until they book a call, hand off to the sales team, and close a deal. So it works very, very quickly there. Now that's how the pipeline functions work. And so just as a whole, again, Flowchat, number one, find all the targeted people we want very, very quickly with the import tool, move them into the software. 2, set up the messaging we want to send to them, right? If you need help on what to say, we have weekly coaching that will help you get there, right? And then number 3, we just send messages. And listen, very important, if you're not the person that's going to be running this tool, we actually can provide you a fully trained virtual assistant that already knows the software, and they'll be plugged into our weekly coaching sessions so that we can make sure and hold your virtual assistants accountable for running your pipelines and getting your results. And with that said, if you have any other questions, again, please book a call. I'll have the link for you to book the call with us. Come check out our team. We're very selective on who we allow to get involved with the software, but we do have over 400 businesses currently using it and getting really, really big results. With that said, I'm Sean, one of the co-founders of the tool, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Bye for now.
Rafal was talking about the different social media channels you have on now. So there's the big 4. You have Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. But what any news on the other ones that are coming down the pipe?
Yeah, so I was actually sharing that. I wish I could share. I'll try to share screen again. I guess I could do it. But basically right now we started with Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And those are the big 3. And we've had hundreds of businesses actively using the tool and crushing on all 3 of those. Then we just added Twitter recently. We got Discord and Telegram now that I just uploaded actually today. That's the newest one. We've got TikTok and Pinterest and all the other ones that have comment features in them. The tool is so unique because it doesn't use API to connect with any of the socials. It uses something called unique links, unique in code. And so it actually can, like when somebody creates a profile, unique and I don't remember what the name is, there's a special term, but when somebody creates a profile on a platform, creates a link that's public knowledge. And so what our system does is looks at that link, grabs name and that link, and then moves it into the tool, and then it gives you access to message them directly, right, as you saw. So we have a few of these other platforms that are coming very soon.
I know Rafal's fired up about it. That's why we get on. Rafal and I were talking about some personal stuff last week, and he brought it up, and I said, well, a couple of weeks ago, we said, why don't we get you in the queue for one of the webinars in 2022? So again, our target audience is the affiliate marketing, social media marketing, network marketing, multi-level, MLM, whatever you want to call it. Those people that are online looking to build, I guess, their following or their tribe. This is the perfect software for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'll share is that it works. I don't know, Rafal, how far did you go in the demo? Did you show pipelines? Did you send messages? Did you do
just in between. I just did a short little demo, showed them exactly that page. I went through exactly how you import leads, how you have the prospecting database, how you can actually upload videos, and there's pre-coded messages, how you can move things around. Like just a really short one. I wish I figured that you're probably presenting it without noticing that we got kicked off. So
yeah, it's okay. I'd be happy to come back and do another demo. Hopefully the tech will hold up next time. But what I'll tell you is very, very straightforward. Is it's making waves. It's disrupting a lot of things. Like especially if you look at the compliance around marketing. So for example, in the network marketing space, multi-level marketing, however you call it, some of these platforms don't like that type of paid advertising to go through down the path. Like, and I know Jesse would be the first to tell you that. And so there needs to be an alternative. Well, if there's an alternative, then what do people do? They say, hey, I'm going to do a summit or I'm going to do a challenge. And if you've never done one of those before, it's a tremendous amount of work. And then you have all these other moving parts that you don't know what's going to work. Well, if you need an alternative because you want to play the organic strategy, then this becomes an optimal tool for you. Simply because you can manage conversations and nobody slips through the cracks.
Especially in like crypto world and all the things that are getting blocked off. Yeah.
We actually have 2 new businesses that just joined the program here this week. Well, actually, a couple of weeks ago, and they are doing NFT launches in the crypto space. You can't advertise anything crypto anywhere on any social, which you can use Flowchat, no problem, right? So it's one of those moves. So if you're in the crypto space, if you're in the network marketing space, if you're in the real estate space, it works wonders if you're either looking for clients, deals, homes that you want to sell, any of that stuff. And again, you can go to any Facebook group that's out there and you can collect all the members, import them in, and have a managed conversation from start to finish.
And one thing I want to add is, Robert, because I know you have a lot of assistants and people helping you. One thing I loved about this too is there's a way to scale up. There's a way to have a virtual assistant actually booking calls for you. There's a way for you to be able to actually get them to message and pre-code everything set up. So it's like at the beginning, if you're a small guy, you can do it yourself. If you want to scale later, there's a way that you can actually have, like, you can go a place, like, it's amazing.
Let's walk us through a quick scenario, and then we'll get the slides going again. But take us through a quick scenario, Sean, just a realtor that may be listening, because we have a lot of realtors in our network, a lot of realtor clients or real estate industry clients. Let's use a realtor sample. They come on, get the software. What would be step 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get them up and running?
Yeah, so step 1 is very simple. We do a little bit of marketing research and find out what they're actually looking to achieve. So let's say, for example, they wanted to find buyers moving to an area. So I would go onto Facebook and I would look for, moving to this location, or there's a lot of different groups. In fact, let me see if I can pull one up now, and I'll just kind of tell you. But step one,
Las Vegas real estate groups, there's probably 100 on Facebook.
Yeah, so you would go to one of those groups, and then you would actually use our extension tool and collect all the group members and then move them right into the software, right? And so now they're in the software. What do you do with them? Well, the second step is we're going to write a very organic and authentic message to catch their attention and go down, maybe drop them a little bit of value in there, and then actually ask them to book a call. And then just send. So you set that messaging sequence up, and then you put those people in what we call a pipeline. And then we would run message by message until somebody actually booked a call. And so that would be kind of the process that a realtor would go through. And so we actually have lots of different realty companies that are using. We have one company that's doing over $100 million in real estate. They do real estate coaching, and they have a team of 20 salespeople. And we've actually put 30 virtual assistants inside of their business. They all have multiple licenses, and they are creaming it like beyond anything. Yeah. So from small to big, that's the idea.
So Rafal, let's say from your perspective, somebody in the social media marketing area, can somebody that runs an agency able to use this software for multiple accounts for multiple clients, or does each client have to have their own?
Oh, no, absolutely. Sean actually we have a setup. There's a way you can get a white label. There's so many options. There are clients that are coming in. They say, listen, I have competitors. I don't want to be able to have them use this software because it's so advanced. So there's a possibility for them to actually white label it, to be able to actually use it. So there are, we even have a person that comes in and uses the agency, for example, and they have different platforms that they're already been using. This just basically makes it even better, or it's just complement whatever they've been using it. And some people, they're still going to be running ads. Some people are still going to be doing different things. But this software, you can leverage it. And like I told you before at the beginning, it's not connected to anything. So Facebook cannot shut it down. Instagram, they're not connected. It's separate. It's like you're pressing a message button to message someone. Same idea with the software. So
it's the only software tool that actually manages direct messaging, as I mentioned earlier when I talked about it, because there's a lot of softwares out there and a lot of extensions out there where you can actually send a first message and start a conversation, connect with somebody, but then you don't have another way to manage step by step all the way through the flow until a closed deal occurs. And so that's kind of the secret here is no other business has that connection into the messaging side of things. And so that's really the secret. And it's so simple that anyone can do it. And yes, there's a tremendous amount of things that Flowchat can do, and we're adding it to each and every day. But again, if you're just there trying to build your business, we all know that the lifeblood of any business is new opportunity. So if you have a tool that you can click one button, collect 1,000 new opportunities and put them in front of your business and then deploy a messaging sequence at them, you're going to get results, right? The people that don't win using Flowchat, the reason is not the tech. The reason is they don't work. They didn't do the work or the effort or take the action to actually do the thing. And so the first thing I say when somebody gets involved with Flowchat is, look, let's open your calendar. Where are you time blocking the time that you're going to do this? And if it's not you, who's the who that's actually going to plug in and do this for you? And if you don't have a who, we actually have one of our packages where we would provide you a fully trained virtual assistant that already knows how to run Flowchat. And we're going to cover the first 40 hours of their employment with you. And then you would just manage them. And by the way, every week, your VA could come to one of our sessions where we have VA support and coaching and training, where our team will train and coach your virtual assistant to actually run your pipelines and send your messages and hold you accountable to doing that. And likewise, a lot of people say, Sean, that's amazing. What do I say in the messaging? Well, for those people that are in that place, we say, look, you need one of our other packages that gives you a little bit of the coaching side of things, where each week we actually build out the messaging sequences for each and every business that we work with that is a member. So we teach you all the copy. Look, I've been studying persuasion, like how to convince, NLP, sales strategies, like all this stuff for so long. And I've written a ton of copy, like Chris and myself both. We just bang these things out and we can actually share them into your account. What's so beautiful is, let's say you have a downline of people that are trying to do the same thing, right? And so you could get your own membership to Flowchat, and then you could have us, or we could work together and build that sequence that's going to crush for you. And then when you bring a new player into your team, you say, hey, if you go buy this software Flowchat, I'm going to give you this link, and they click a link, and that whole entire pipeline just pops into their account in an instant. And then all they have to do is add people and send messages. And so it gives you this way to replicate or duplicate to the masses, where you can actually, if you're going down the network marketing path, it will crush for you. Like, I've never seen anything that works that well. We actually had a girl that was with us in Enagic named Cheyenne, and she started. She was doing about $20,000 a month, and she brought Flowchat into her world. She had a team of actually 12 interns. She deployed 2 of these interns right into the software tool. We created or crafted a very, very authentic and organic messaging sequence. And in 90 days, she did her first $100,000 month. She went from 30 to $100,000 in revenue, like very, very quickly, right? Only with 2 interns. And so that's the type of results that is possible. Now, typically you can't get results in 7 to 14 days. Doesn't happen. That's why we don't have a free trial. But what I do say is, if you commit to this software platform for 90 days and you do the activity, you're like 98% going to win. Right. And it's that 2% that just doesn't do the activity that doesn't get the results.
I think, Robert, is a lot of people, if Facebook gets shut down or your account gets shut down, that's what happened to some people. What do you do? So that gives us an option as well, too. So that's awesome. Now, thank you, Sean, for being Chris. Robert, thank you. I know you got some other stuff to go through.
Yeah, we'll just go through a couple of slides. Business is not the easiest path, but it's the most rewarding. Why spend the rest of your life building someone else's dream when you could build your own? I like some of these, and I don't choose these quotes that come on. That's Paige and Alicia, and they're millennial age or younger. I don't even know what their generation is called. Born in 2000 or later. So again, we're the side hustle for your side hustle. Again, affiliate marketers, if you're looking for something to add on, we don't want to take over anybody's main hustle. We just want to make sure that, you have something that you can get compensated on. We all know the adage, right? When was the last time somebody told you about a great movie? Did Cineplex or Landmark send you a gift card? No. So we had trouble tracking. We didn't have a system to track all of the referrals that were coming in. We were sending out gift cards. Somebody called one time and said, hey, you sent me 3 gift cards. I said, well, that was for the clients you referred. They said, I didn't refer any clients. So we had to find a system. So that's what Flowchat does. It takes care of that part of your marketing and sales system. For us, the marketing funnel, we use Kartra to track our affiliates, and we're just shy of 100 now. So if you're looking to add us on, reach out to us. Reach out to myself or Jesse or somebody on the team. That's the link there. Any questions? Upcoming events, you guys all know the link that have been on before. Dollar Tax Club, free tax reviews. This is one of our hooks, our main hooks here in Canada. Sean, is 9 times out of 10, people that file their own tax returns miss something. They miss a credit, they miss a deduction. So conversely, 9 times out of 10, when we do reviews for potential clients, it's a free review. We go over the past 10 years because we can access that through our government system here. Find, deductions upwards. Largest refund we got a client was $93,000.
Wow.
Corporate client pulling in $120,000 a year salary from their own company. In Canada, if you pay yourself from your own company, you can spoon it out in dividends instead of salary. So that was the first thing we did. That got him about the first $60,000 back in taxes that he had overpaid. The rest was minor things. So similar to good software, it's good to have the right tools in the toolbox. People having trouble logging into their own account here in Canada, same as the IRS in the US. If we have American listeners, we have a contact for the US as well through Entra Institute that can help you down there. But if you need help logging into your account, there's certain information that you need that is only available on your account. So if you can't log in, it's a catch-22. It's like having a two-factor authentication, but not having your cell phone. So we're able to bypass that and get you logged into your account. So anybody having trouble, just reach out to us.
Robert, like I said, I've known you for a long time, and even for yourself, because I know you have a lot of, you had some amazing things happen in 2021 with all the new partnerships and stuff like that, and getting so many clients. You have helped many clients that I sent to you as well to be able to actually find it. That 10-year review for free, and literally it's just costing you a little portion of that for whatever you find. It's amazing. And I think with the Flowchat that we talked about too is there's so many opportunities. There's so many softwares out there. When I first started, it was about 5 months ago. I looked at it as like, for me, it clicked right away. I saw it was like, what you can do? Like, really? Is that all I have to do is press some buttons and have it? And obviously it takes time for you to learn it and to implement it. There's still, it's just, you don't necessarily have it. But the biggest thing was for me was the sale that sold me was basically booking a private call, and they went through specifically and answered my questions, what I can use the business for, which was amazing.
Yeah, I think it's important for everyone to understand, like, we don't just let anybody buy the software. We actually have a conversation with each and every person that does get involved. And the reason we do that is very simply to make sure that Flowchat's going to get you the results that you're looking to get. There's 3 questions that we typically cover on those calls. Number 1, of course, we'll ask more about your business and how that is all going through. But the first question we ask is like, does Flowchat solve a problem for you? Yes or no, right? It's very simple after we have a short conversation about that. Number 2, we say, hey, where and how are you going to deploy Flowchat in your world so that you get results, right? And so we're going to work through that before we even start, so we know where and how it's going to be in your business. And the third question we ask is, what does success look like? Right? What does success look like to you if and when you start using this tool? And then we set benchmarks. So we come out with a predicted income, where we're going to use it, and what success is going to look like for you. And then we have a timeline. That information is transferred back to our internal team, where we hold you accountable to making sure that you actually get it done, because that's where a lot of people fall down. That's why we have multiple coaching sessions weekly, to make sure that you're gonna win. And then we just win, and that's it. So we have a $100,000 award when you've earned $100,000 through a pipeline. We have $1 million award if you decide that you want to market Flowchat, because we have a very robust affiliate marketing program. We actually have Win a Dream Car award as well. So you can, look at Rafal's like, what? Yeah, we do, man. So we have you can win your own dream car as well. So a lot of really, really good things that are coming. And again, the idea for Flowchat is twofold. Number 1, to explode your business with new opportunity. So using the system, grow your business. Number 2, to turn the software into a profit center. Because look, if you have a software that's paying you monthly money, you're never going to get rid of it, because we want to keep paying you monthly money. And so that's the idea. Build your business, build a profit center out of the software tool, and then you're going to win.
I got a question for Robert.
Go ahead, Rafal.
And Sean, what should Robert and his team should be using the Flowchat for?
Yeah, absolutely. To find clients. If you're looking for, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to have a longer conversation. First thing I think is finding clients. Now, you already have a base of 25,000 people, so you have pretty good opportunity. First thing I'm thinking is we could create a pipeline of your existing clients to build referrals, if that's one way you wanted to do it. Secondly, we could build a separate pipeline that would help you to, engage in your group, or build a group if you're building a group, or maybe if you have sales team to book out your calendar, or if you're trying to get more people to show up to these webinars to get that free review. Now, look, you're already doing a tax review for free for people. Like, that is one of the sexiest hooks. And if you're not working already with Mr. Taxes, get your ass out there and do it, is what I'll say. And so, if you want to, we could build a pipeline very simply for you. That would be like, hey, you're in Canada, you're a business owner. Let's get your taxes squared up. Who are you using? Like, let's do a free review. Like, there's so many different things we could do.
Yeah, and Jesse's got a good handle on that. He's helping us on the cartridge side. So the funnel is working. We have it built out now, and the calendar is getting booked up pretty solid. you know, part and parcel, because it is tax season. We're piggybacking off all the other marketing, all the other software companies, the governments, you know, got their ads running, get your taxes filed. So we're piggybacking on all that paid advertising.
Well, yeah, that's great. I mean, like, I mean, if you already have like a website or a page that's working and booking calls, then fantastic.
But we have to look, you know, we're always open to ways of looking to, and that's why we got you guys on the call. Rafal said, hey, do you want to take a look at it? I said, well, why don't we just get on the call and share it with everybody, and then we can get hooked back up at a later time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. 100%. Love that.
So Jess, there he goes.
Where's that
fading him in and out. I don't know if it's the camera, if it's the connection. You guys south of the border are having all the problems.
Yeah.
Must be Biden putting some COVID restrictions on the Wi-Fi connection.
Something, man. I don't even know. I'm sad that my video feed, it just dropped out, huh? After the first couple seconds. Damn.
Yeah, it was. I was like so ready because I knew how good it would be and stuff. But
that's okay. I'll build another one for you guys today, and then I'll get it over to you so you can at least add
just go through Rafal, and then we'll get it, you know, inserted either inside or a link directly to.
Cool.
So that's pretty much it for this week, guys, with Flowchat. Any summations, anything, final notes before everybody leaves? The link is up in the chat area. Rafal put it up there. So
just really simple. Like I said, booking call. There's a short video that explains a little bit. Chris actually does a really good job as well. Just give you an overview and booking a private demo. Like, I mean, it's free. You just go and complimentary book it. You get one of the people, you know, even myself or one of the guys that are actually experts at this. They'll be able to just find out if it's for you, show you exactly how it works, and go from there. So it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Hey, Louis, thanks for the message there. I see that in there, man. Absolutely. I would definitely encourage anybody to book a demo. All right. It's not really, because nobody really needs another demo. Let's make it custom. And that's another reason that we do the calls, because we want to make sure that we understand fully your business and how Flowchat could work in your business. It's very, very specific. And again, like I said, those 3 questions. Does it solve a problem? 1, how and where are we going to use it? 2, and what does success look like for 3? And if we can't establish that, we're just going to say, hey, look, it's not a fit. Like, it's fine. Like, it's just not going to be for you. And so we're pretty particular in that, because again, we love success stories and we love to brag about people, and we push people up in our community. We have an amazing community. We have hundreds of people in a Slack area, and we have feature requests. Like, say you're using the software and you're like, oh, I wish it would do this. Well, you can just submit a feature request, and we have a 24/7 tech team watching that feed, and then we'll just go to task and build. See, one of the guys, like 2 weeks ago, we brought our first guy on in the crypto space. He's like, man, could you use Discord? And now you look at the platform and Discord's in there. So like, we like to move. We're quick. We're adaptable, flexible. We have a very big team globally and just ready to crush, man. This thing is, I believe Flowchat is the future of sales. That's what I'll say.
Thanks a million for being on, guys, for just giving us a sneak peek at Flowchat. I know it can help people in affiliate marketing, social media marketing world. That's our audience. Again, DollarTaxClub.ca. We're the side hustle for your side hustle. Next week, we have Deborah Reynolds coming on. She's an image and professional image coach. She has a flourishing business here in BC, Canada. She's going to come on and talk to affiliate marketers, social media people, how to, project your image online. So we won't show her this week's video, guys? No tie with the lanyard and Rafal with the matching hairdo. And
cool.
So yeah, Deborah will be able to come on and give us some tips and updates. And Jesse, thanks for being on again. Our co-host Jesse with Next Level Marketing. He keeps blinding himself out there. So until next week, we'll get those replay videos up for Flowchat, and we'll see everybody next week.
Awesome. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for having
me. Appreciate being here. Thank you.